Shamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Jamar here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar here once again, and we're here to recap this last night's episode of Empire. This one was a little bit better than last week. Last week was a little meh. This one was less meh. If that makes sense. So this episode is just full of pettiness and bullshit, honestly. And the pettiness jumps off in the first 30 seconds of the episode. So Kitty goes in to try to complain to Lucius about how she's feeling, this whole thing is prison. I'm in this house. I can't really go nowhere. I can't do nothing. You got your crazy ass mama downstairs that be trying to shank me in the kitchen and stuff. Like, what? How can we adjust this this whole agreement we got going on? So she's trying to talk to him, and he's telling her about these 10 million subscribers that he needs for this Empire Extreme whatnot. And as he's talking, he's like has like a little episode, like like you thinking he's having like what was that disease that he had in the first season, in the first couple of seasons? I think he got cured of it, but I can't remember what it was. So she was thinking like something else was relapsing, something was wrong. He was going through something, and Lord, no, he wasn't going through anything at all. Something was going through somebody else. So apparently he was receiving fellatio underneath his desk by Kitty's former assistant, I believe they said she was. And she was like, oh, I'm looking for my earring everywhere and I just can't seem to find it. He was like, well, you should come back and look later on. I'm like, yeah, really? This is what we doing now? Now, if I was Kitty, now she was trying to make it seem like she was all jealous and this, that, and the fourth. Honestly, I really don't give two damns nor fuck about what you be doing, because all the stuff that you put me through at this point, I don't care. I don't care. You can be doing with whatever, with whomever at this point. Truth be told, I wouldn't even really give him the time of day. And I'm like, oh, okay. So anyways, back to our conversation. Like, I wouldn't have paid it no mind, but that would just been me. But, I guess feelings and whatever. So, next, Andre has been taken out of this, police precinct. And, he's, I guess that's his lawyer or his attorney that he's with, who's trying to tell him how to deal with the paparazzi. I didn't know how to feel about his comment saying, don't get all Black Lives Matter on me. Now, because this is a prime case of, how Black Lives Matter starts. And I understand he was trying to say, don't allow them to bait you to say anything incriminating or things of that nature. It just seemed the tone and his choice of words just came off like, wait a minute. What is this that you're trying to say? Do I need to hire another attorney? Because already you showcasing your mindset might be somewhere else. You feel me? But he was walking at first, they was doing good. And I can't remember what the question was that the reporter asked her that got caught his attention. And so he started, saying that what's happening to me is what's happening but everywhere else in the world, in the country right now. And all of a sudden he hears Rhonda saying, answer her question. None of this would be going on if I was still here. So he's still having these episodes where he's seeing Rhonda off in the distance and whatnot. So, well, you know what? I'm actually glad that homegirl still gets some screen time even though she's dead. Because I was thinking that's a way to go out, to be tossed off a building, to fall face first onto the top of a car with no funeral. No repast, no nothing. They just said, well, she's gone, moving on, Anywho, Andre's trying to explain to his parents about what happened at the police, what happened at the incident, why he was arrested in the first place. And their whole mindset is kind of like how my mindset would be. They're like, well, we're dealing with obviously a dirty cop here. You're a black man in America. We have connections in places that they don't think we would have some connections, so we're going to handle this. And Andre is trying to make it seem like I don't need to do that. And, I got this. I'm a CFO. I'm a this. And they're like, look, regardless of what title that you think you may have, this doesn't change. So they're gonna, and this since it wasn't videotaped, it's your word against theirs, and I can tell you that their word is gonna hold more weight because of this. So they're like, look, we need to handle this a little bit differently. But he wasn't really too much trying to be with it. He thinks that the system is gonna roll in his favor. That's not how. Not now. Real, maybe not ever, but certainly not now. Okay, so we move forward to this performance that Tatiana's having at, I guess, this Empire event. Not Tatiana. Wrong show. Tiana is doing for Empire Extreme or what have you, and they bring out Little Romeo. Now, Little Romeo was, all about this, Empire role that he was having on social media. I thought he was going to have, like, more of a speaking role. Now, mind you, it might not be over, because they did kind of leave room for him to come back and do something with what Hakeem did later. But he was, he came on there and they were performing some new song. It was alright. And it was really just a diss song to Hakeem, which their whole Hakeem and Tiana's whole relationship is confusing, or whatever they call it is confusing to me, because okay, you're out here with this dude throwing jabs, that's allowing him to throw jabs at her ex-man, which used to be Hakeem. However, when they were talking, you wanted to mess around with women and didn't want to mess with him no more. And so when they kiss, and now Hakeem gets all upset, talking about, that's my girl, but yet 2 weeks ago, you were about to marry another lady. And you didn't have no problem with it, did you? Even proposed in front of Tiana to her. So I'm unsure as to how they claim each other when they were publicly with other people. It seems like the whole mentality of I can do whatever I want, but you can't do whatever you want. You're supposed to only want me, and I can want whoever I want to want, but if you can't want nobody else but me, like that's what this whole episode. That's even what Kitty and Lucius was doing, like getting mad at each other with other people, like they supposed to be committed to each other. Like what? This episode is full of pettiness, just completely full of pettiness. So now we move forward to where Cookie is trying to help Jamal get over this PTSD he's been experiencing. Y'all know he's been not able to perform and just gets all frantic and loony in front of cameras and a stage and whatnot. So she gets him a meeting with Mariah Carey's character Kitty, and they worked out a deal where she wants him to go on a South American tour with him, and they have this song that they want to perform. And at first he's like, well, I'm not really performing right now. And she's like, okay, well, this is awkward. I was told you'd be excited about this, so I'm just going to go back to rehearsal, let y'all, work this thing out. And Cookie was like, look, this is the only way that I can kind of prevent your father from releasing that Black and White album is if you guys do this whole little exclusive collaboration that's going to bring in the subscribers that he wants. So he's like, you know what? All right, cool. I'll do it. Now, we move back to Hakeem, and he's doing this diss track, right? And the original plan was for the old girl who performed in place of Jamal that one night. I can't call her name. Y'all know, for certain people who are new characters, it takes me a while to kind of get their name registered in my brain. So y'all leave that down there in the comments. What is old girl's name? what is her name? I can't call it. I can't call it. But he wanted initially she was supposed to come and do like, vocals on the track, I guess helping diss Tiana. And she was actually, grown woman about it. She was like, look, I don't even know this girl. So I'm not about to get on this track and start dissing her. And I don't even know the girl, It don't even make no sense. And old dude whose name still eludes me, I swear y'all told me, but it's the Lucius' old friend, the guy who came and crashed the wedding. Leave his name down the bottom too. I swear I'm gonna remember it next time. So he's saying, "No, you gonna get in this booth. You gonna get in this booth, okay?" And she's like, gave him like all the attitude. So he done hipped her up. and choked her. And Hakeem was like, "Whoa, bruh, what you think you're doing, bruh?" Like, chill, you know. And she was trying to tell her, you know, come over here. She was like, "No, I'm good. I'm out." So she just left out the room, and he's looking at Hakeem is looking at old dude like, "Boy, really?" So this is what we do now. This is what we do. So now there was this scene, and this really is no other purpose but to set up the pettiness for later. Um, Kitty is at home. I guess she was grabbing like a cup of tea or something, and the mama comes in and says, "I just saw the maid with the baby. Aren't you supposed to be taking care of the baby?" And she's like, "Look, I got this handled, old lady." She's like, "Aren't you supposed to be sedated and or dead?" I have been feeling Kitty so far in these last few episodes. Let me adjust the camera real quick. I've been really feeling Kitty these last few episodes. She's been giving me the clapbacks that I've been needing from her. And then there's a ring at the doorbell, and there's a UPS worker that opens the door, and you could just feel the sexual tension. You could, and he looked good too. That's a nice looking man. Okay, had the whole Tyson Beckford model-esque situation going on. And at first you could tell that she wasn't really looking at him, but then she took another glance. She was like, "Wait a minute, you fine." And you could tell he was looking like, "You fine too." So you like when she signed it over, he was like, "Thank you." You know, giving the whole up and down, undressing you with your eyes look. I'm like, listen. I pulled him to the side like, "Look, I can get rid of, you know, Granny Big Panties behind me, and you know, we can go, you know, upstairs. You know, if you want to help deliver your package into my package, we can do that." You know, I would have give the whole look. We could have done this. We could have got this going. Okay, my marriage to Lucius means nothing anyway. Okay, it's just his crazy mama that might be here to mess it up. But you know, if you want to deliver more packages, you know, she wants to see his package. That's what I'm just saying. It was all there in the scene. They didn't even have to say nothing. It was all right there. So later on, while you know Lucius is in the studio with Hakeem, instead of using old girl's vocals from before, they ended up using Tatiana. I keep wanting to call her Tatiana. Tiana's vocals from that previous night, that same song that they was using to diss him, she put their vocals on there. And so he thought, you know, Lucius thought that was genius, which it was a cute idea if you're going to be petty about it. Again, the petty episode, I told you. And he thought it was fire. He went in. All they needed was the hook. It was great. So then Kitty calls Lucius to the house, okay, via the studio. And he's wondering, like, "Why are you calling me?" So he gets there, and she's, you know, looking at the subscriber thing, saying, "Oh, we're almost there, almost there." And she's like, "Yes, we've got it, Lucius." It's like, and then Lucius looking at her like, "Why are you more excited than I am about this?" And then, you know, of course, Mr. UPS man, wait a minute, Mr. Postman, was underneath the desk, you know, delivering, you know, the follow-up package. Okay? And all of a sudden, now Lucius want to grab his gun. Like, don't get mad when somebody pulls a you on you. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, shoot, I will keep that going because I'm just saying. So he would chase the man after the house with the gun. And he's trying to say, like, the only man that should be touching, that's going to be touching you is the guys that's going to pull you out in a body bag. And I'm like, why do you care? You don't want her no way. Is the only reason that he is mad is because his male ego is bruised and he doesn't want anything that used to be his belong to somebody else. You don't even want her. You made it very clear you don't want her. When you were with her, all you wanted was cookies. So now the cookie don't want her. You just feel like everybody else should just belong to Lucius, but Lucius can do whatever he wants. And that's not how this game works, pimpin'. That's not how this works. So he was trying to lay down the law, and she was like, wait, let's get this straight. You need me in this marriage. I don't need this marriage. I'm only doing this to protect you. So if you try to take me down, we both going down. So here's how this is going to happen. I'm going to be able to do what I want, when I want, with whomever I want to do it with, for however long I wish to do it. And if you have a problem with that, we both go down. So, checkmate. I was like, okay, Miss Kitty, you best do that. You best do that. So there was the last few scenes were kind of like they weren't really fully realized. They were kind of like setups for next week, where Jamal was gonna go see Frida, and he was getting all paranoid, saying that you killed him, you killed the person that he was, and this, that, and the fourth. Now, part of me kind of felt like Jamal didn't have to do all that, because I want to believe that he remembered why Frida did that. I want to believe that he was notified as to what he had done to her. So, but granted, she didn't have to act out in that way. But granted, he didn't have to get in the way of the bullet either. So, I just kind of feel like you shouldn't blame her. You should really ultimately blame your father, because if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have done the things that he did. So, your anger is misplaced. I feel like his frustration with her and his PTSD lately is more so with Lucius than with Frida. So, I kind of felt the way about that. And it looks like Odu and Cookie are starting to get more and more cozy, and that's going to become Lucius's public enemy number one, because he's losing all his women. He done lost his old wife. Well, not his old wife, but he done lost Anika to the UPS man. He done losing the Cookie to the woke children's group man. So Lucius is just feeling extra petty, and so because he's feeling extra petty, he decided to he says, I'm going to release this Black album anyway, because I'm just going to take all the songs that Cookie put on the Black and White album and just call it the Black Album and release it anyway. Screw how Cookie feels. Screw how Jamal feels. This is how I feel, and everybody's hurting my feelings, even though I've hurt everybody else's feelings. Only my feelings matter, so I'm going to do what I want to do. That's what Lucius sounds like. And Cookie's like, okay, we can go toe-to-toe, throw for throw. We can do that. So that's pretty much where... Oh, and then Tyreek is trying to get the information out of Andre, talking with the trumped-up charges. And Andre wasn't having it. And that seemed like a pretty weak... I was expecting something more elaborate from Tyreek, but we'll see. I want to see more on that backstory on Tyreek mama saying, that's not your friend. It's the worst thing that ever happened to us. Why? What's that? I want to know what that's about. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave your comments. What do you think about the episode down below? Follow me on all my social media at Jamar84. That's JAMAR84. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar, Washington.